take a look at the board. I've changed it slightly. I have my two most important rules here. You should have those on a piece of paper and refer to them as you do the questions. It will make it way easier. I have my equation here just as a little reminder, and it helps me sort out the rules. And I have some sample transactions listed there. So 3 transactions. All of these you've seen before. I am mimicking the application question that you'll try when you start out. So this is, I've sort of set this up with a bunch of headings. The account name, the kind of account, did it increase or decrease? I just use arrows. Is it a debit or a credit, and how much? So you will see this in the question that you're going to try when you practice these rules. Just remember that debit means left side and credit means right side. So I'll just write it here as a reminder. Debit equals left side and credit is right. The right side. Okay, let's do transaction 1 so you can see how this works. In the transaction, assume I'm the owner. I invested $5,000 in my business. Here's how it works. What 2 accounts from your balance sheet were impacted by that transaction? Well, I'm putting cash in my business, so that cash one is easy. So the account is cash. There has to be 2 things minimum happening in each transaction. What was the other part of that transaction? I'm the owner. I'm investing money, so we're talking about my capital. So this is where you have to know the different account names from your balance sheet. So I'll just write R. Prisco Capital. All right. What kind of account is cash? Asset, liability, or equity? Everyone knows that's an asset. If I invested $5,000 in my business, did the business cash go up or down? And this is important because it will tie in here. So cash goes up if I put the money in the business. So I'll draw an up arrow. Now the question is, and this is the big moment, is that a debit or a credit? How do you know? Well, it's an increase. This is going up. It's an asset. Refer to the rule, increases to accounts. So, increases to accounts are recorded on the same side that it appears in the equation. Assets are on the left, and the left side is debit. So you will write debit. The short form for debit is DR. So if you want, you could write DR, debit. Okay, and then the amount is $5,000. Okay, going over to capital. What's going on here? If I put money in my business, did my equity or my capital go up? It sure did. So capital is equity. It goes up. Debit or credit? Well, increases are recorded on the same side that it appears in the equation. So I know it's equity, and I know equity is on the right side of the equal sign. So the right side of the equation. So for equity going up, it has to be a, that's a drum roll, credit. Also 5,000. A little tip, you will never just have 2 debits, ever. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That could happen. But if you have a debit, you have to have a credit. If you have a debit, you must also have a corresponding credit. You can have 2 debits, but let's do that later. Okay, so that's how you do that. I'm going to pause it. I'll do the next 2 examples in a different video.